destroy Beyond when it came to Mirage. Then coming back onto Nuke, we did see them able to close it out off the back of Olivia, helping get 28 kills. However, Overpass, this is going to be an interesting matchup. I'm actually curious to see how the teams are going to perform when it comes to, well, not only their history, but more about how they're playing today here in this series.
Well, we're seeing the knife round go, and it goes the way of Beyond, so they're going to get choice of sides. A pretty big advantage for the most part, but we've seen consistently that the T side in this region has been off the charts. When we look at both of these teams, looking at their averages when they start on the T side, it's roughly the same, both around 8 when they play a full T side out. Most importantly, though, for what I want to look at is Tiger. Versus Tyloo and Vici, they found 7 and 6 rounds T side respectively. But versus a team like BTRG, it was double digits. They got 10 T rounds, but really struggled on their CT side. So even despite a 10-5 first half, they closed it out 16-12. That worries me a little bit when we get to their CT side, but they'll start on the T where they can pick up a little bit of momentum, and we'll see exactly how things unfold. As we see just one player without armor, it's NCL, taking the utility and giving Cabal the P2 Fiddy.
Well, I mean, the upside is, at least for Beyond here, is they had a really good performance in the last game. Just whether or not they can keep that performance going, and STK might be looking to do just that, but eventually going to be overwhelmed. Not much he can do pretty much by himself. Olivia there to help assist, but again, just kind of these 1-for-1s that are happening. It turns it into a 3-on-3 situation, but we do have the CTs there and ready to go to catch them on the rotation out of the connector.
I'm ready to pick up some of the duels, but we see a fallback. Oh, nice shot, KNTZ. So I was worried about him because QQ went to check long, but it doesn't matter. KNTZ's doing it all by himself. And as NCL moves back towards the bomb itself on short, he's got a 1v3 to pull off. Not an easy one. And without a bomb planted around like this, and the pistol round for the T side, they will not be buying up in the next round. Utility thrown out. I mean, best to even expend that smoke so they don't get to pick it up, but it also allows him to grab the bomb and a 1v1 that does not even slightly go his way as KNTZ pulls off the 3k. Beyond get the pistol, avoid giving Tiger anything really, just a couple of kills, no bomb plants, and as we said, that means a full eco for Tiger.
Yeah, playing that so well. Again, just being gifted these 1v1s. Even Kane Z had 3 1v1s, wins on all of them. 100% win rate when it comes to 1v1s in that round. Mitch, if you didn't... Well, if you weren't much of a stats guy.
Terrible with numbers, Jason. I can't even add.
Well, I mean, the worst is trying to do, like, addition when you're on air. I think I've messed it up more times than I've gotten it correct. Looks like they will group up, though, for a quick push towards restrooms. Olivia, a lot of money. Some dollar signs going to be in his eyes here, and so will some flashbangs and bullets, as he will fall, only getting the 1 kill. Some decent damage being done, but the MP9 going to be rescued. QQ now, he's looking for some kills, and I mean, this is just a lot of money being built up now for their side. 2 for STK, 1 for QQ, 1 for Olivia, all with the SMG. Some extra money in their pocket. And now we're going to the buy-up round, and I wonder if, or I'm assuming we're going to see Beyond treat this as a bonus round. Because ideally, it shouldn't be likely that they should win this when they're up against the AKs.
That's the thing. Oh, we've mentioned these kind of rounds every time they prop up, and really Tiger have, as you can see, an outstanding advantage. So what are the goals for Beyond? Obviously, winning the round is always going to be something they look to do. But really, so the problem is because they're pulling M4s out as well, like STK's got no cash for the next, but I guess 1 SMG, 1 weaker weapon is going to be usable. So their objective here is to find as many kills as they can. Make sure that Tiger lose the vast majority of their team and keep that economy low so that they can then rock in with a full buy. At least the guts at one. And hopefully dominate in the next round. If they win this, a morale boost. They'll be miles ahead when it comes to the economy game as well. There's a nice opening by SDK. He's supported, or can be supported on far, but it's KNTZ who's on the rotate around with just an SMG and 25 health. He doesn't stand much of a chance of doing anything, but at least the flash is there. keeping them at bay for a bit. The smoke on the corner, the flash as well, that should get SDK back towards that A bomb site. It's not moving though.
Yeah. I mean, Doe was also hoping for any aggression over towards the B site to maybe equalize things. I mean, if somehow Beyond win this and they, in a world where they keep all 5 alive and they pick up the AKs, like, that should be a massive boost to them and a massive boon to their economy. Still gonna be tough. 20 seconds left to go, and the pace is gonna have to be picked up here. There's still some utility left on the Tiger side, but they need to throw it down as Livy's gonna get caught just trying to retreat away from the bathrooms. SDK and KTZ now gonna be under pressure as Nine's looking to open things up, but he's gonna fall, and look at this. Beyond is shutting this round down to Kabal with 6 seconds left. He's being sprayed out. 4 seconds. He doesn't have time to play. He's just trying to save the AK.
It's one of those rounds you really don't want Beyond to be walking away with if you're Tiger. You can accept the pistol round loss, the second round, of course, because you're eco, but right here, things start out poorly. SDK's given so much freedom. He's able to dominate them in these duels. With all hero rifle alongside pistols, it's still a fairly costly investment for them. And if they don't walk out of this round with at least a bomb plant, it is nowhere near worth it. The CT economy has been managed somewhat by the frags they found and by the upgrades that Beyond have taken it upon themselves to invest into. But it is difficult to really look at the position for Tiger right now. For the next 1 or 2 rounds, we should be looking at Beyond dominating. That's really unlucky. Great flashbang. Olivia still lands the headshot, but at least the trade is there eventually. The shoulder spotted, but I don't think he realized. Obviously easier for us with X-Ray to know where to look. As QQ lands the frag and a 4v2 emerges. They've lost their AK as well.
Oh, there you go. At least one rescued. Tough times. I mean, obviously we saw Tiger, not necessarily a strong map for them yesterday. Maybe it was just that strong for Bren, but they've kind of gone quiet. They've gone cold. Either way, 2-on-3. 2 rifles in hand, so not really the worst round for them, or not necessarily impossible for them to take this. It will be the 2 defenders out of Beyond going to be sticking towards the A site. That seems to be exactly where the bomb's going to be heading. And CL, he needs this kill, and he's going to be able to get it onto QQ. Puts it into the 2-on to the rotation. It's going to come out of Mai. 18 seconds left. They have some smokes. They actually hit KNTZ straight in the face here with that smoke, so they might know he's going to be there. Mai gets the first kill, though, and 9. Well, he's left alone against 2. He gets the first. 8 seconds left to go. He looks for the spray, and KNTZ is going to close it out and save the round here. Beyond will now be up 4-0.
4-0 for Beyond is the start they really wanted. With how this series started, I'm surprised that they're putting up so much of a fight, keeping themselves in it. I mean, that previous map for Tiger on Nuke looked great. We knew that Beyond were going to come in with the ability to play it on some level, but the fact that they bounced back from an 8-7 CT side after giving Tiger so much room, it looked like things were just going to devolve into the first map, essentially, in that second half. Then they lost the pistol. It looked even worse. And all of a sudden, Beyond came out swinging. Now at a position where we're 4-0 up, where before the AKs properly come out. I mean, this is the first decent full buy for Tiger. Beyond have already got that injection of rounds. The foundations are built for a decent half. And Tiger looked to dismantle them and make sure that no further construction goes down. They love their trees. They want to keep it nice and naturally in their favor. We'll see if they're able to do so. This round's going to be a defining factor. They need to come out on top on that T side, or at least show us some promise. A great opening duel, though, from KNTZ with the early boost coming in. Well, the late one, really. I mean, it was 1 minute 10 seconds before they pulled it out. It caught Tiger off guard. And now look at them. They're sat down waiting for some aggression from the CT side, but they realize now 20 seconds on, that's not going to happen.
He's going to be flushed out of position. And on the edge of the smoke, and the timing's good. He's just not able to get the spray onto the second player. Aircast still survives this. It's going to be a tough take in general here for Tiger, but Aircast again looks like he wants to carry his team on his back in this round at least. Gets himself the quick 2. But STK's alive, and STK will at least get the 1. blow it into 9 by himself against the last 2 players. 20 seconds to go. MVP in heaven. AK and Graffiti, and he gets the first, but this is going to be tough now because the Molotov's thrown in. It forces him to relocate his position, but the shot hasn't connected. Olivia, who was quiet on the up on map 1, has a chance to redeem himself here on map 3, and he's going to hit the shot. I wish we could have seen that from his point of view because that was insane. But he's going to get the defuse, and Beyond now going to be up 5-0.
Yeah, look, Tiger at least did what we hoped, though. They showed us a little bit of promise. The round was decently close. It buys them a little bit of good faith. And with the bomb plant, that buys them a buy. All the weapons they could possibly want. The AKs, the AWP could come out. Although at this stage, it doesn't look like it's going to. If the op were to make an appearance, it would involve, I think, one of the players taking no armor at all, I think. Oh, no, in fact, 9. No, he spent 4,800 and has 1k over here. I thought someone had 6k. But either way, that's not what they're feeling. They're looking at a full rifle T side, and you can see why with early movement towards B. 4 players outside of it with rifles, now turning into 5. They've got plenty of smokes to make this execute happen. 9 lining it up. And they'll be pushing out in a second into 3. Beyond haven't dragged to rotate towards the A side at all. Obviously, this has been no faked out presence. The molly clears out the barrels, and here they come blitzing to the site. They've got short control on the CT side, though. That's an angle they don't need to worry about. Opens up those that they can peek from as May rolls, gets traded out immediately. KNTZ and STK combine to bring this back into their favor. A 3v1 with Urcast late flanking on short, but he is exactly that, late.
Well, maybe he can make up for it here. Crisco comes through. He's got a lot of time to work with, just the bomb not in his hands. No more utility left, but he's been gifted these 1v1s. STK is going to fall now, and Olivia has to do it again in back-to-back rounds to clutch it out. And this is such a tough position to hold, but he does hold it. He gets the kill. I'm not sure Olivia pulls it off 2 rounds in a row, especially the angles he had to hold, but does it yet again. 6-0 now for Beyond.
You look at how this round, I really love this angle, by the way. Look at how this unfolds. 1-for-1 trades, it's fantastic, but KNTZ was left unchecked on short for way too long. Any one of those players, KNTZ from short, STK from up above, can do damage. They can take 1 kill so long as that bomb is still able to be planted. But the fact that they both come out at the same time, find 1 frag, no trades, and bail back, and then there was that late short attempt by Tiger, but exactly as I said, it was too late. To realize they had a gap in the offense and go for that kind of a flank really relied on them getting site control. And I think when they went for it, they thought they had it completely in their grasp, but without having Heaven completely blocked off by smokes, without having anyone attempting short or mollying it or anything like that, there was just such a massive hole in their offense. That worries me. But what worries me more is the attempt by Beyond in this round. A fast B from Tiger. They don't even see a player and they've already got the site. There's only 1 man holding passively. I don't see the need to change the setup from Beyond, especially against pistols. They go for a full connector push with 3 players and 1 on short. Why? Why in this round? Of all times, did they not have a read on what buy was happening?
Still, the retake's looking good. I don't know what to say here about Tiger, to be honest. It's such a rough time for them. I mean, they're showing they can get the bomb down, but to hold onto the site, proving to be extra difficult. And they've been hitting B time and time again. Like the last 3 rounds in a row, they've gone towards this position. And the last 3 rounds in a row, they've lost. And it's time to change things up. They obviously still have money to buy up, so it's not too big of a deal. But you don't want to be giving away too many of these rounds. And Olivia, again, I mean, it seems like when he's quiet, they struggle. But when he's hitting shots, he can definitely carry a team. Up to 7 at the moment. KNTZ on 10. And I wonder if we're going to see a change up here at a Tiger anytime soon.
The thing is, they're still making a lot of these rounds close. It's not like Tiger are getting stomped out of them, but it's these small percentage plays by Beyond, with the exception of the previous. I mean, they managed, I don't know what that was. It feels like Beyond had a complete misread on what was happening. And now, having lost B, they've, I guess, presumed Tiger would go for another fast B play. They realized that they got away with a very lucky bomb plant in the previous. Not going to find B open all the time. It's a 4-man B stack. STK, not even in an aggressive position to find any sort of information, has to drop a smoke after he's mollied out. They know exactly where he is. He's the only one to deal with. They're overwhelming the site with numbers. He sat inside the smoke waiting for the rotates of his teammates. Now has to make a move, though, as KNTZ comes to bank. Can't allow KNTZ to take a fight all by himself. This 4 players sat outside. KNTZ grabs himself one. Here's STK swinging to try and land something, but he gets taken down. The flank of Mayrolls deleted. And this, again, another very odd call from Beyond. They see, it's like they're under massive amounts of pressure, despite the fact that the rounds have been going their way. Their hold was fine. But all at once, they decide they need a rush connector, and the next round they decide they need a stack B. I don't really understand what we're looking at in terms of that decision making.
Keeping them guessing.
Well, maybe.
Keeping Tiger and even us guessing. Well, they don't have money this time. Again, it's just so weird to see 7-1 up. I mean, to be fair, Olivia clutched up twice as the last player remaining in 2 of the rounds, so that kind of makes sense. We're seeing the double op setup for the T side of Tiger. What? I mean, they're going for the boost up here. Do they not really have an idea of the economy? I guess they don't have the idea of the economy out of Beyond.
I see. I'm trying to process what the hell is going on in this game, Jason. Versus an eco, or versus a weak by Beyond rush connector. Versus an eco Tiger by double ops. I mean, surely they know. I always give pro players the benefit of the doubt that they have to know how the economy works and how much damage they've been doing. But perhaps without, as Blair was saying, the strong IGL power, that they don't have that read. Oh, with his back turned. This is a... No, okay, he is watching. No, he's not. His back's turned to free up. Picked up by the CT side. Here we go to try and trade it. It's Urcast that's going out for it with an AWP versus the pistols. Luckily, that's working out. Please don't die to the molly. Well, I guess it worked out relatively cleanly. They don't save the second op, so that's just money down the drain, but I don't blame them either. I misclick. That's all I'm going to go with. They maybe misclicked it. They bought it, didn't realize they already had one. I crossed my fingers and hope that's what it was.
I like this, though. We're seeing have Olivia in this round. Try to get aggressive. Doesn't go too far up, though. It's just going to sit back towards the restrooms. There's a support, though, of SDK with the SMG. And we'll, of course, just to talk about it, and I picks him off, but at least Olivia survives. It's not too bad to lose that player. Well, I guess the gun, and more importantly. Seems like Tiger, something you were mentioning before on Nuke, you know, get a couple of rounds under your belt, figure out the way beyond our plane, and then kind of strat around it. QQ is gonna have some company. Aircast coming around the corner. He's been really successful in those exchanges, but he's gonna lose out this time. And again, the man advantage for Tiger. There's no refrag potential for Aircast there. It puts things back to 4 apiece. Maybe 9 can be the one to do it, as he's gonna have the op trail directly on the angle. He does catch him out, leaving Olivia to solo hold this A site.
And Olivia's going to have to turn up huge if they push him, but it looks like they're changing direction down towards the 2-man stack on B. It's the harder site to take for them at this point in time. Mayrolls holding down with the AUG, spots out a player. That molly's being botched, doesn't push him out of position. He's still lurking in as the flash goes around the corner, and he's going to look to peek the players on short. A bit of a mistake, though, as that flash did not even slightly connect. That was for Monster. And now KNTZ deleted all by his lonesome. Olivia's got to have a big hold, and look how low these players are. It's a shame he's got the AWP. It doesn't make it any easier for him going out for these peaks. The Tiger, take it nice and passive.
There's so low health, though, Mitch. The USP could be all he needs to pull this off. He doesn't have the kit, however. This makes things even more difficult for him to clutch this out, and honestly, Tiger playing this perfectly, playing so far back, playing together as well so they can return the frag, and Olivia, he's just trying to find someone. Gonna tap the bomb to look for the first kill. Spots out both players at least, but he can't connect any of the shots. Tiger will get number 3 on the board, and look at the money they now have in their pockets. 10K for NCL. And Beyond, they got nothing to spend. Maybe this is the climb back here for Tiger. Pretty much exactly what we saw on Nuke.
I said as well, the problem with Tiger for me is that their CT side here isn't exactly convincing. What I saw versus BTRG was shaky at best. And if we do see Beyond turn up when they come to the attack, if they've already got double digits on the board or something in that region, well, then I'm very, very worried. Luckily, this is an opportunity for Tiger to build up that momentum. The cash as well, which is already fairly decently stacked and coming up on 10k for NCL. But only Urcast really requiring a drop in the next round. And you can see how slowly Tiger are taking it as well. This is not the kind of round where they can afford to really even lose a rifle, considering how things have been going. It's got to be a nice, clean, and clinical round. Avoiding the 1v1s, or 1vxs as it would be against these pistols.
I think we're seeing the pressure on Tiger a little bit here, too. I mean, they're already 1-1 overall within the group. You don't want to go 1-2. I mean, the only team that has 2 losses at the moment is Mazalai. They've got no wins. They will be going towards B, and KNT's got the Deagle. It's only 1 Deagle, though, for the CT side. Rotations coming in towards Connector. They're going to have their players here prepared for this, and KNTZ, he gets the headshot through a body, gets a double kill. The Myrals with the CZ not able to get anything accomplished off of that, unfortunately. Olivia and STK lurking in wait. The smoke's not that great. STK's going to spot up the 2 players. Get some decent damage done, but not able to accomplish much. And now on the 1-on-3, can Olivia pull this off? He spots up the first, but again, can't quite hit anything with the USP. And you would imagine if maybe we had a couple more pistols invested into that round, would that have been enough to close that out?
I'm just waiting to see here what exactly Beyond invest into. Got the AWP for Olivia, no utility alongside it, but that's fine. We can work with that. This is a defining round for me, really. Beyond, if they win it, are in a fantastic position. Taking a loss, it's not the end of the road for them. But then there's pressure coming into their next and probably final buy round. Definitely at the end of the tether. When it comes to economy, I could feel 9 just left clicking at that moment. You could see it, but it doesn't happen. And for Tiger, they've got a pretty spread out bases. 1 player in towards playground, watching Con. They're looking for slow water control. I don't like the fact that we've got no utility coming over water to allow these peaks. Urcast actually doesn't even have a flash to provide for Dobu. So he's walked all the way in through water, all the way up short, and faced every one of these angles completely dry. That's definitely not what you want to see. But it looks like it's not going to have any impact, at least. The thing is, he's gained free information for the team as well.
I mean, we talk about peaking things at the moment. Beyond have no utility at all, except the 1 flashbang out of STK, and he's over at the A site. It just comes down to them having to out-aim their opponents and hopefully outplay their opponents for their sake. We will see Tiger pick themselves up a 5th round. Olivia, at least he's got the op in hand. He's been quite successful with it, especially in 2 of those rounds he was able to clutch out. And he doesn't spot the player out, but the shot does rattle off across his head. Right over it. Here we go, some utility being thrown in towards the A side. The rotations out of CT side is going to be there. Olivia, he needed that first shot. NCL is going to get the kill onto STK. He's going to be knocked down to low HP. Kiku there's to back him up, but Olivia's just not being gifted an angle. He can't quite connect any of these shots, and he'll fall before getting anything. Aircast gets a quick double. Now it's down to the 2-on-2. Now the 1-on-2. There's no time. I didn't even notice the time.
I'll tell you what, Jason.
I don't think Tigers did either.
Yeah, neither did Tiger, that's for sure. That's a very upsetting situation. I mean,
but they were pushing in with 10 seconds left still.
Yeah, they waited long, and we saw them down towards B, right? They take that slow control. No utility used up. Coming into the last minute, they were only starting to gain any direction. And it's so depressing that they find all those kills, even against a fully stacked up side. Everything goes their way, and then the time. It's the problem with waiting so long. An XM for STK. You don't see it every day, but down in Connector, it certainly has a way to work. This Cabal, what is it? Cabal starts to move forward. Nayrol's already got a double, and the XM applies the pressure. Cabal was forced into trying to move fast to support Urcast, but he had to be aware of a player playing in connector, had to be at least cautious of it, but unfortunately he wasn't. And so a 4v2 comes into play where Tiger again fall behind.
Oh. Dink comes through. There's just so much time left on the board, though, in a 2-on-4. Like, obviously, you want to be able to not hand this off to their team. But there's no way you're going to be able to save it with so much time left on the clock. Aircast. I mean, he has nowhere to go right now. An incendiary, a grenade, something would almost flush him out. But it's just the flashbang left to defend with. We're beyond in utility. I'm going to continue to push up towards Monster with the bomb. Smoke does go down, and up close and personal, it's going to be Olivia who's going to... Well, I think he has his eyes on this op. As the AK at the moment. This is looking like a 9th round here, Mitch. I don't know what else to say. I don't see how 9 can clutch us out with 25 seconds left to go, with 22 HP, and with an op.
No, it's not going to happen.
Gonna do it.
They miss one shot in that situation. Matter of fact, even if you do hit your shots, you still often lose it. Just because it's so difficult to actually follow up in that sense. But that's look, the spot now for Beyond. We said if they won that when it was at 7-4, they were going to be in a great position, and this is exactly why. If they finish on 9 rounds, that's good. It's not the greatness we spoke of. The thing is, they've got 2 chances to bring it up to double digits. At which point, then Tiger are at a huge disadvantage. If it's 10, never mind the fact that it could very well be 11. But Tiger would be at a huge disadvantage then coming into the next half, where we already know to expect less of them on the CT side based on the past couple of games they've been playing. They need these last 2 rounds. Like, there's no, well, it'd be nice if they found it, or there's chances. Like, they need to finish on 6 rounds on the T side. It has been weak from them so far. You can give them a little bit of slack considering they lost the pistol round. But below 6, and they're in a lot of hot water.
I am actually interested to see, or I guess not interested to see. I'm kind of surprised that from some of the teams we've seen play on Overpass so far within this group stage, we haven't seen as much mid presence out of Olivia. Not going for those early peaks, maybe not wanting to play that little game of, well, if you get the first kill, great, you might be able to win the round, but if you miss and you die, you might lose. And well, the ball gets around the corner, and SDK, Olivia, speaking of missing, misses that first shot. And that's the A-side taken, and well, I think Tiger might be able to get one step closer to that 6th round. No money to spend here for Beyond. You might as well just save these 3 weapons. That should be number 5 on the board.
It should indeed. Tiger are pulling it back. Slowly but surely. And like we said, they need 6. Let me try that again. We said they need the 6 rounds to come through. They're in a position where that's definitely looking viable. But they come into that, they find 2 opening duels, they get the side and force a save out immediately. That's a good position, but is it repeatable? Can they do it again and again? That's what we're going to need to see from them. We come into this final round of the half. Beyond's investment is going to be a little bit weaker. You can already see an SMG make an appearance. And I don't think that's going to be the only one. QQ. Can't even really afford one. Oh, he's given a FAMAS. I didn't see that was already being dropped over. Never mind. But he's managed to get full utility as of, KNTZ and Olivia. No AWP to work around. And a much more aggressive hold early on in towards A. They've already pushed up on Fountain. SDK full blind and taken down. The good trade by Olivia. But they need a little bit more than that. It's one of the rifles lost as they just fall back. Playing towards short. And toilets. Olivia caught in the open and deleted. The A side is completely open. And although they've managed to trade it into a 3v3, they've lost A. They have to quickly rotate back up. Even though the bomb isn't going there, they don't know that. And so 2 players abandoned that B bomb site, leaving KNTZ to hold it by himself.
With a minute left to go as well, it's got to be worrying for him. At least has a smoke to delay. Aircast trying to play a little bit of a lurk roll towards A. Maybe a little bit of distraction play because he still has the flashbang and the incendiary. It just depends on whether or not he wants to lurk or if he wants to pull maybe the other player over. And well, there you go. The shot comes in. He might just take the A side himself at this rate. Maybe the bomb can rotate back if he gets this follow-up kill, but that's QQ to respawn. And now KNTZ, he just needs to stay alive. 30 seconds left to go. Maybe we can just spoil the plant from going down. He needs QQ to rotate back in from CT, and QQ actually goes for the shot, so it allows him to peek up. He gets the kill onto the planter. Pulls it now into the one-on-one. NCL trying to clutch us out. The flashbang gonna come out with 20 seconds left. He gets the spray in as well. I thought that was a round that Beyond would definitely have had, but they still come out with the lead.
If Tiger end up losing this series after that first map, I think they're going to be so deflated, and that would be a terrible start for them in this tournament. We've already seen them take their opening the opening win versus Invictus was decent. Yeah, that's one of the higher level teams in the tournament. But then losing to Brand and immediately afterwards Beyond. Obviously, the Brand loss is going to sting a little bit more. But that's guaranteeing them a pretty low placement coming into playoffs. Like, they're in a spot where even coming into week 2, there's a decent possibility they end up with a low seed facing off against a Tyloo or a Vici in a very hard opening in the playoffs. That is definitely not what they want coming into this. This pistol round so important, and Tiger absolutely shred. Never mind Tiger, it's just Urcast.
Was that a double flash? Or was that a single flash? I didn't spot how many NCL had at the start of the round. I guess it's, yeah, I don't know. It was good. Nice little triple. Have the bomb down, and Tiger's going to put everyone out this side. This would be the start they need as well, right? I mean, obviously their CT side should be relatively strong, but to get things one step closer to 9 apiece and put the pressure back on Beyond. Okay, to see maybe thinking about rotating through CT spawn here. They were able to rescue the bomb at least, so keeping Tiger ever guessing the direction they want to go to. I'm just gonna look to walk in towards B, and this is gonna be so difficult to do. Aircast is low on HP, so if you get that first kill, if you can deal with the man towards Toxic, towards the barrels, and then you have also water. There's the first one. NCL is gonna fall. Number 2. Maybe looking to line up for him. Another they might hit the shot by KNZ, takes down Aircast and puts into the 1-on-1 against Cabal, but the rotations come back in. Dobu's going to be there. That will be the round taken for Tiger.
The round found should at least give them a little bit more room to maneuver. This opening by Urcast really is what gave it to them, though. Look, 1, 2, and a third. Nice little stuff. Considering Beyond's lead moving in, you definitely didn't want to give them the pistol. So for Tiger, we know their CT side can be a little bit weaker, but for now we will not see those cracks start to emerge. Double digits going to be avoided by Beyond, at least in this round, with just pistols. Majority Glocks, a P250 and a Tech 9 supporting. And this is the kind of round where you expect them to move just as a big blob. All the pistols will suffer against the weapons in the hands of the CTs. So really, your only advantage is in numbers. And at the moment, they do not have many of them. Torn apart without a single kill on the board. It's expected, but a clean start for Tiger. Something you can definitely look positively on, because if you think back, Jason, to the round we saw from Beyond, round number 2, where they invested into some M4s then, and ended up in a position where this third round wasn't actually a bonus, really. They were in a position where they would struggle a little bit in economy, but for Tiger, they've got a nice, well-rounded bit of cash. And so they can afford to invest practically nothing outside of utility into this. I'm surprised they even have 4 kits this early on. I prefer it when there's just 1 on each bomb site. It just gives you that extra little bit of cash if you need it.
Well, you know the saying. Don't be a loser, buy a diffuser.
It's true.
I had a different one in mind, but I don't know if I should say that one, so I tried to find the the one that's more acceptable to say on air. It looks like they're grouped up for a hit towards B, and there's just basically one player there, and he's just going to be spotted, so they're playing for that full retake, which I think is going to be even more difficult with these SMGs, these 2 MP9s. I would have thought they'd play up close with them, and maybe that's why they were hoping it was an A-site push. So they could have done that, but now the full retake with these weapons, it's gonna be damn tough.
Now Beyond are just tucked away, not giving any advantages away in this kind of position. The thing you need to do in these post plants, so you've got Short and Monster secured by 2 players. The rest of you need to make sure you're able to trade. And look at that from May rolls. They're just not dealing with him. Eventually looking up towards him, but KNTZ up close to finish off the round. Beyond put it onto double digits. And Tiger faltering at the first hurdle, really, after that pistol round. But as we said, that was a bonus. It was something that they know they're not going to win every single time. The problem is, without the kills that they even found, force buying up at this stage wouldn't really make a whole bunch of sense. I think if they had slightly more stacked money, but it's got to be an eco. And so 11 rounds for Beyond, I think it's acceptable, but they have to come into the next buy round and win. If they lose the next buy, it's so shaky. It's a really hard comeback.
At least have the kit for NCL, maybe to pull off a ninja defuse somewhere again. The stack on the A site. And again, Beyond's going to guess correctly over towards B, have the free site taken. And I'm assuming if you're NCL or in your Adobe, you're just going to save, right? I mean, you have Kevlar already. You have Deagles. You have a kit, more importantly, for NCL. It's a little bit of extra to money to maintain. Maybe throw the USPs at it. But even at that rate, it's not like Beyond have that much money either. So maybe keep the extra, pocket change away from them.
A lot of the time in this position, you'll see teams like Tiger, or teams in a position like Tiger, just save over the USPs. They're saying just keep the pocket change out of their hands. But you can see they're actually going in for the exit. The flash over was actually really nicely connected. And already killing, if you manage to kill 1 player in that position, which I think when you've got 5 alive, you have a good chance of doing, it pays off. Because the reinvestment they make is far outweighs whatever they get from killing you. Even if they have an SMG, you're likely to be in a pretty good spot. Although then they would just save the rifle you dropped, so wouldn't really matter. I was thinking more just from a money perspective. Yeah, 11-8. I'm not worried for Tiger at the moment. I'm worried if they lose this round.
Yeah,
they put a lot of pressure on themselves.
And you see we do have 9 with the op. He was, a little bit quiet, but that goes back to what you're saying before when we were, breaking down the map is, Mirage, he was given so much room. Nuke didn't really have it. Here he's being kind of gifted some room, but not really in the angles that he's holding. We see him over towards long. I mean, they do have QQ to watch any sort of flank. Maybe use him as a lurk roll yet again, but hey, maybe the 3rd time is the charm yet again here for Beyond heading back towards B, and Urkis can't even get the smoke out before he gets headshotted up. Ball will return 1 back, and he's playing around the smoke perfectly. Has NCL to help put up a little bit of a fire to prevent them from getting in towards the site. And Beyond have been held back. The bombs even rotate away from the B site.
Yeah, they're hard faking this, but it's not going to last too long. The smokes are about to fade. KNTZ tucked in the corner down on Monster. They're so slow pushing the A site. He can potentially get something done, but they need to make a move quickly. The problem with haste is that means caution goes to the wind, and so you're leaving a position where 9 can shut you down with the AWP like that. Now Olivia needs to make a move fast. He has a smoke to work with at least to delay them, but KNTZ's flank is going to have to be absolutely huge. There's the smoke down towards Dumpster. That should hold them back for a couple of seconds at least. Gives them a decent angle as they come around. If Olivia falls, this round is over. He needs to stay alive. They're coming through the smoke. He gets the first, though, up on top of the Dumpster. Just by time. KNTZ is on his way. Olivia's still alive somehow. There he dies, but they're not going to be aware of this. That timing on his death is perfect as KNTZ comes up behind. They know he's on short or long, but little do they know he's not. He's, oh no! Not able to get to the bomb diffuser in time. If he just found that kill, the round could have been over. That is upsetting.
Yeah. Nine's got the op at least maintained. I was worried if they wouldn't have that for the follow-up rounds. I mean, the thing is, the way Tiger played that, it was like kind of perfect. I mean, even though Aircast did get demolished by the headshot coming around the corner when the Molotov was thrown on top of him, but the way Cabal played around the smoke that they had set, and then he had NCL off to the side to help him out, like that just shut down the push in towards B in general and forced rotations almost right away. see, though. AK's back in the hands of Beyond. I kind of feel bad for QQ, because, like, his alert play on Mirage was kind of nice. Like, seeing him delayed push through Palaces, but he doesn't have the ability to really do the alert play when it comes to Overpass just yet. And 9, a risky peek there. He gets the kill. So that pays off. But if he died and he lost him, they'd be a man down, and we're already seeing how tough it is for Tiger on the CT half so far.
I don't like how spread out Beyond are despite having already lost that man advantage. I think this is where you group up. Okay, like, look, if Olivia dies, nobody can trade. Bombs down. Just look at QQ, the perfect example. No trades, nothing. They're going to push forward on short. They have no idea about Dobu. Hopefully those players will move together and be able to trade at least. Oh, the nades out. That, again, almost gets awkward. SDK finding the kill, pulls them back into the realm of feasibility on this push, but Beyond are showing the cracks. It's multiple opportunities now with one duel. They're taking a 50-50 where the round could fall apart. Why is no one covering that? STK taken down with no one watching left side. Olivia now has to try to get this kill quickly to secure map control. Opens himself up to short where he had a teammate who again wasn't covering it. It's just so many angles they're leaving completely open.
I'm wondering if I'm like maybe misreading, but do you think there's maybe I think I'm thinking too negative about it. I was thinking, like, do you think it was maybe desperation, some of the shots Nine's going for? I think it's more so confidence. I think I'm looking at it, you know, in the wrong way.
Such a negative guy, Jason. Jeez.
I'm usually a pessimist, to be honest, but you know, the play towards long, if he doesn't get that shot and he dies, because he did get tagged up, then like I don't see how Beyond are gonna lose that round unless someone out of Tiger pulls off with a massive play. And then he goes for the re-peek in towards restrooms, and he does fall from that one, but with no chance of a refrag from his team. I mean, I'm not trying to call him out in general, I'll just put the more style and the mentality that they're playing with.
You heard it here first. Jason's better than 9. But no, in all seriousness though, I think that's something we've seen from both teams. Very reckless individual play, and it could come back to what we were talking about, what Blab brought up for the first time there on the first day. How within the Asian region, you know, people don't give respect to support players. You know, it's like, how many frags you get? And that's, we're very old style Counter-Strike.
But I flashed you in. Yeah, but did you get the kills?
Did you kill them? No?
But I blinded them completely. Yeah, but did you pull the trigger?
I know every smoke on every map. I know executes. I can in-game lead, but can you kill people?
What's your KD?
Yeah. Hunden would just be screwed if he was from Asia, mate. He'd never be a pro.
Oh, wow. A lot of damage being done. QQ down to 5. Olivia down to 17. Their customer blinded up, does get one. Doby's there to help assist. Playing from Graffiti, the bomb was trying to be planted, but he does back away. 40 seconds left to go down to the 3-on-3, but honestly, it feels like a 3-on-1 with the HP that Beyond have remaining. Olivia's gonna fall. Myro's gonna get the refrag on that. Oh, 9, gotta be careful. You can't afford to miss these shots. These Aircasts alone on the site. You can see QQ playing back because he has no health. That causes him to be in the 1-on-2. His Aircast's gonna close it out with a double kill. 3 in total for him. And we're gonna tie things up now at 11 apiece.
Jason, I want to get your opinion on something. In regards to players that aren't the best individually skilled, mechanically, let's say, skilled players, whether it's because they're old, you know, the old age is setting in, the new generation coming up are just absolutely insane, these young guns. I want to ask you, what do you think of the coaching rules? That you remember back in the day, coaches could basically be the IGLs, and you could have a team of just fraggers, and your IGL is your coach. That sort of idea. Do you feel like that has helped the scene or harmed the scene? Because
I see that they took that away, or that they could do that.
That they took it away. Because I've got like two schools of thought. In one sense, it's kind of interesting that you have to have somebody that potentially isn't as good, or like even look at God B. He's insane as an individual, but like when he's in 1vx's, he's a different player. It's no longer the God B that you see at the start of the round. But when he has to worry about all these different players, if he's coming from a micromanaging perspective, then he can't perform. You can't focus on your own game as much.
I think of American football
Uh-huh.
because you have the quarterback who's basically leading the team, right? Like he's calling plays in general. However, you will have the coach, step in and say, okay, we should run this play or we should do that.
Uh-huh.
And that kind of goes into the current style of it, right? Where you call a
Mhm.
timeout, the coach gives you some thoughts about what you can do, what he's seen, stuff like that. He's basically helping the team perform.
Yeah.
But also, I kind of like that aspect of like a sixth man. He's like a puppet master, calling
Mhm.
shots for them and having them execute. But I don't know. I kind of like the current style, to be honest. I think it's a little bit too different. Well, we'll go back to a second because the bomb actually has gone down here. Olivia's able to plant it, Tech 9 in hand. The play coming in from behind, he will fall, but still, that was really close actually, considering what they had invested.
Mhm.
But yeah, I think it's actually like a cool talking point, and I wonder what coaches think about it. Would they rather be the sixth man who just calls everything, or would they rather just be the guy that they give their input here or there?
I mean, because
Or will teams be willing to give up that control?
Like,
will they be willing to give it up to someone else who's watching?
you look at Hunden as the coach in the coaching role currently. Obviously, he'll do insane things for a team. But I'm just imagining, like, if you could have Hunden as an IGL whilst not playing,
Right.
not calling Hunden out, but obviously, like, when you compare him to some of the individual
Yeah,
like
look at Blame
riflers
F.
out there, he's obviously not as mechanically, he can't live up to the mechanical skill of some of these other guys, which is obviously why he's in the coaching position, obviously tired as well from all his years of playing, and still an asset to a team, and even if he is playing. But the thing that I would say is, if he's an IGL that's a sixth man essentially, that team would be unstoppable. Like, the roster he could build around that, or even taking current rosters, would be nuts. So
I mean, you do see like ex-pro players in sports become coaches and become broadcasters. I mean, you're seeing that obviously within CS as well. Again, I want to come back to this in a second because the actual hit's coming towards A, and 9 gets caught looking the wrong way, unfortunately. Bomb should be planted here. Beyond trying to get themselves up to 12 to tie things up. At NCL, will they expect a second player here? And it seems like they don't. If he has trigger discipline, he might be able to get a couple of different kills here. He gets the first. SCK gonna fall spot to the second over towards the truck. Maul's able to rotate in. The Molotov might actually flush him out of position. Goes over towards CT more. Back to the stairs, and KTZ still gets the kill down to the 3-on-2. Cast, well, he's on the super long rotate. Time's taken away, 14 seconds left. They're going to have much time left to contest this one. No utility left for the defending side here of Beyond. Smoke's going to go on top of this. Cabal gets the first kill and the second on the spray into Olivia. He reads into it perfectly with just about a second left. We're able to pull off that defuse. So yeah, on the note about, I don't know, like, I think it's,
because it's hard, right? Like, does it bring more that they have to play alongside it, so you have to play around that? Or do you want to see a world in which there's just 5 insane fraggers being given that leadership from behind? And then would it kind of take away from someone like Flame F, Is that's almost like, look at Hampus as well back on GL, Gamer Legion. It was insane to watch because it was like, this dude is IGLing, and he's the top fragger with a rifle. It's crazy.
I kind of think of like Overwatch, right? Is that 6v6 in esports is like so hard to do. Like, you need more players. Like, if you just think logistically, how much adding an extra person like that does for events and just for like the scene in general. Like, imagine being a new and upcoming team, and because you don't have an insane in-game leader controlling you guys from the outside, it's hard to compete against other teams that do. I mean, in all senses, same with if you don't have a coach and they have a coach, but at least you could have that in-game leader who can act like that for your team. I like it the way it is now, to be honest. I wasn't a big fan of having a 6th player be the puppet master. It's a cool idea, but it's not the same team. It's not the same kind of game in my head.
Yeah. No, I get you. This is a nice little position from NCL, but as soon as he gets the first and the others hadn't pushed forward immediately, so he couldn't just spray them down, they know where he is. They deal with him immediately. Little flank from Urcasto. That's the round in the bag, really, isn't it? Grabs one. Not able for the second on the transfer, but he just swings back out and takes it. 14-11. Tiger coming back on form. I was worried about their CT side, as I said, versus Bren. It was, or versus BTRG. It was a little bit shaky. It was a 6-7, so they were very much evenly trading those rounds. But versus Bren, you remember that first half. 4 rounds. It was 11-4 in favor of Bren on Tiger's CT side. So at that point, you can understand why I come in being very worried when they win the pistol and then lose the next two, well, the pistol and the eco, and lose the first full buy and the second round after that, the fourth round of the half. But since then, they have been flawless. Well, I wouldn't say flawless. They've allowed a bomb plant in nearly every single round, but they've at least won them on the retakes.
Let's see there. Aircast currently the best kill is. I never know the abbreviation for KAST.
Kill, assist, survive, traded.
There we go.
There you go.
Thank you for that. You know, I learned what NAN is and KST is. But he's leading the way here for the team. And again, we talk about like refrags, talk about assist, flashbangs, everything like that. Speaking of Aircast, and we were just looking at, he's gonna be the one over towards barrels. They've not actually Molotov'd him off. They've not even spotted him out. They try to just rush straight in towards the site, and they're rushing towards their death. Tiger gonna get up to 15 now, and 1 round away from closing out this series.
Well, it's been a wild ride. In the first map, we highlighted Urcast and said he was one of the players that, coming into Nuke, we expected to turn up. Obviously, with 9 not having as much, I wouldn't say ability on the op, but as many opportunities on the AWP as he did on Mirage. Coming into that, Urcast was okay. I think he was maybe even 21 for 21 at the end. Nice, well-rounded performance, but it was more towards Dobu and Cabal that we looked for those riflers. But Urcast on this map, oh boy, he was saving up his performance on Nuke to show us right here. As Tiger take the double openings, 9 on the AWP. Yeah, sharing is caring, give everybody a frag. As Tiger have a 5 versus 2 on their hands and what is likely the map win. And indeed then the series.
I think I can't wait to hear like Mitch and Nico's thoughts. But I think we expected.
Mitch and Nico's?
Yeah, I want to hear your thoughts. I want to hear Bliss thoughts.
Screw you, blah. You don't get to talk.
We thought, you know, Tiger would win the series, but I wonder if we thought it was going to be this close. It's obviously 16-14 on Nuke. I mean, the 16-9 was very one-sided, but we did see Beyond start to claw back. And then even here, I mean, you change a couple of rounds. You know, either way, if Olivia doesn't get those 2 clutches, it would have been more one-sided. Or maybe if a couple of players did get the clutches they needed, you know, maybe they could have had a lead themselves. Maybe it could have been 16-11 for them, but that will do it. Tiger will still close it out. They'll go 2-1 now overall with